Hi guys, it's Renee. How are you? Welcome back. This is my second video on this channel that is going to be exploring my rediscovered love for perfumery thanks to Miss Coronavirus. Shit is getting real. Anyways, we're gonna call this video the things that I want versus the things that I have. This particular video is going to be the Parfums de Marley edition because when I first started getting back into perfumery, I don't have a bunch of my fragrances. Some of them are in storage right now. So like when I'm traveling, I have just a handful that I brought with me. And so now that I've started to get really back into perfumery, for whatever reason, I've decided that though I am still traveling, now's a good time to acquire a bunch of heavy fragrances. Make it make sense. I cannot. So yeah, I started getting into Parfums de Marley pretty heavily, fairly early on in my journey. So we'll start with the ones that I own, which aren't that many. Parfums de Marley is a niche house out of France. Fairly recent come to the game, I think within the last decade or so. They have about 30 or so fragrances in their repertoire, but I only possess 2 currently. We'll start with the first one that I own, Athalia, which is the second one that I picked up, and we call Athalia grown woman sexy. Athalia is just, she's just gorgeous. She's just gorgeous. Do you see this bottle though? This is sexy but elegant, and this is exactly what Athalia is. She is powdery, creamy, white florals at the top, fading down into just like a woody, musky, ambery type of scent at the base, which is, interestingly enough, the 2 that I have are very similar at the base, but just like different presentations of them. So this is the second one that I bought, but the first of my things that I have versus things that I want series. Second in my Parfums de Marley collection, this is Safanad, and she is the one who came first to me. I call her just the 2 of us scent. Do you see this fragrance? Do you see the color of this juice? Look at that, look at that, look at that. And she's see-through and just warm and cozy, right? This is the advertisement is exactly what this scent is. Safanad is amazing, amazing. She is very cozy. Sometimes I go a little nose blind to this, so I'm not sure exactly how long this scent lasts because I stopped smelling it pretty quickly, but I've worn it out and people have complimented me on my scent, but I get very nose blind to this very quickly. My other issue with Safanad is that it turns pretty quickly into a skin scent. When I am able to smell it. So for that reason, I typically wear this scent to bed. And the reason why I do that is because she comprises particularly of, again, white florals at the top, kind of honeyed out with a little bit of a very sweet orange blossom. There's something very creamy in here, either iris butter or maybe sandalwood. A little bit powdery, and then just very vanillic, ambery, musky. Kind of similar in the base to Athalia, but just differently done. I just love this. I just love this. I mean, look at her. Look at her. She's sweet and sexy. I don't know what else to do with her. So we're transitioning into the things from Parfums de Marley that I want and how I have gone about navigating that while trying not to go broke buying these expensive fragrances because my student loans are a real thing. So we'll start with the one that is the first one that I plan to acquire and how that came to be. This is Zara's latest in her tobacco collection, and this is Unexpected.Fresh.Spicy. Now, she has a collection with 2 other scents in the tobacco collection, the first of which is called Intense, Dark, and Exclusive, my favorite, and the second of which is called Rich, Warm, and Addictive, which I think is the one that the general public in the know tends to like. But I picked up this one after getting the set with the other two, because this seemed, just for the completionist aspect of it. But when I got it, I was like, this is amazing. This is spicy up front, like lots of cinnamon up front. It's apple, it's kind of honeyed apple, kind of a honeyed apple. It smells like baked goods, like baked apple pie, baked apple streusel, because it's kind of sweet. And I loved it. Wore it happily throughout the fall when I acquired it, and even now in the summer, whenever I feel like it. What piqued my interest in the Parfums de Marley and how this ties in is because I watched this gentleman called Equality Fragrances, who said that Unexpected.Fresh.Spicy was a dead-on dupe for Parfums de Marley Oajan. Now, Oajan is a part of their, I believe it's called their Arabian exclusive line. They have several fragrances, of which Oajan is one. Of the others that I can remember off the top of my head, there is Nissian, there is Hamdani, and Habdin. There are two more, I believe, but I cannot remember their names off the top of my head. And I wanted Oajan. I'm also interested in Habdan, but that's another story. That's for later on. So that's when I discovered Alexandria Fragrances. They're an inspiration house that also now makes their own scents. And they have an inspiration of Oajan called Apple Crumb. And when I put my nose to this solid perfume, it is literally almost exactly Unexpected.Fresh.Spicy. Less cinnamon up front than Unexpected.Fresh.Spicy, and more of that honeyed apple note, I think, more forward. And it is right now sort of minimizing my desire to spend some money on Oajan, but it has definitely confirmed that I apparently need to give Parfums de Marley my money, because I need Oajan in my life. Continuing on, in terms of the things that have assuaged the desire for the ones that I want, I acquired Haramain's Royal Stallion. Now, this is part of their portfolio collection, which includes a bunch of other fragrances. You can explore that at your leisure. And this is supposed to be a dupe for Parfums de Marley Pegasus. I have not smelled Pegasus myself, but I do watch several perfume reviewers on YouTube, of which Stephen from Red Essence is one. I also watch Brooklyn Fragrance Lovers and Miss Eva Monroe and Equality Fragrance, as I mentioned. Those are several of the ones that whose content I entertain. And I have been told by Stephen of Red Essence that this is a dead-on dupe for Parfums de Marley Pegasus. Now, I will say that if this is what Parfums de Marley smells like, which is, you ever go into the bathroom and find that cheap soap that have the cherry almond fragrance? That's kind of what that smells like off top. It's like a cherry almond, powdery, musky, woody goodness. Very creamy, very creamy. It is good. It is good. But I will say that, like, if this is what it smells like, I think I'm good right here, you know? So this has allowed me to really assuage the desire and has quenched the thirst. I have no need to further explore unless somebody's willing to gift me a bottle, because I don't really want to spend $300 and something to smell like this, you know? But I'll spend a little bit to smell like this. Moving on. Another that I have spent cheaply and has assuaged desire to smell like something. This is Alexandria Fragrances Royal Equestrian. Now, this is also, again, from Alexandria Fragrance, a inspiration house that now does their own fragrances. An inspiration of Parfums de Marley Layton. Layton is one of their more popular fragrances. It's a men's fragrance. Wear whatever you want. And I'm not gonna lie and pretend like this is not an amazing fragrance. Look at it. Like, you can tell I've used this bad boy. But I will say that I wanted it, you know, because I wanted to know what the hype was about. And now that I have this, and most people from the reviews that I've read on Alexandria fragrances, and from the videos that I've watched on YouTube, a lot of people seem to be of the opinion that this is almost a dead-on dupe. In some ways better because of the longevity of the Alexandria fragrances product rather than Parfums de Marley, that this is sufficient for Layton. So if this is what Layton smells like, and it's amazing and I'm using it and I'm enjoying it, I just don't think that I want to spend the money to get there, you know? So I'm thankful to Alexandria fragrances for the exposure that has assuaged the desire for the thing that I wanted. Now, last but certainly not least was the one that I was exposed to that I didn't know that I wanted. And this is Alexandria fragrances inspired fragrance Arabian Horse, which is inspired by Parfums de Marley, a Herod. Now, baby girls and boys, people of all ages, and race, gender, sex, whatever. I didn't know I wanted this. I didn't know. And I just randomly picked it out and I was like, we'll try and see how it goes. I read the notes. I was like, of course I'm going to like this. Why wouldn't I like this? This is totally in my wheelhouse. And let me tell you something. If this is what Herod smells like, it cannot come to me soon enough, you know? I love this. This is honeyed tobacco, vanilla. Smells almost resinous, kind of balsamy. I want it. I want it. So now I must go out of my way to go acquire this thing that I didn't know that I wanted. But after having experienced the inspired fragrance, yeah, I need it in my life as much as, you know, anybody needs perfume, you know, but whatever, I want it. He wants it, said Gollum. Yeah, so things that I have and the things that I want and the things that have helped me discover the things that I want. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully this channel will continue to grow and allow the freedom to express varying things and interests on this channel. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Bye, YouTube.